Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It is Friday. Woo! Friday! And it's a pretty nice day here in Rhode Island. And I got together what I'm going to plant for my fall garden, and that is what I'm going to go over today. Now I am hoping to get the stuff planted. If I don't get all of it planted, then that's fine, I guess. I still have to clean out my greenhouse, which I might do today or tomorrow because the weather's going to be pretty temperate. Then we're going to move into above average temperatures, which is not ideal for me right now. So let's get started on what I am planting this year. Don't forget to hit that like button and all that YouTube-y stuff. I'm going to stick this pile down right here. First, I'm going to start with the rest of my winter gladioluses. The Winter Hardy. They're a mix of pink, red, purple, or white. And so far I've seen like a deep pink, yellow, which is funny because it's not listed. Yellow's not listed on this. And like kind of like a pinky coral color. And they're pretty gorgeous. So I'm just going to plant the rest of these, or have my husband help me. Probably what's going to happen is my husband's going to be helping me with a lot of this stuff. Let me just move this so I have something to... I didn't think this through. The next one I want to... This is a funny story. So this is the Hungarian blue bread seed poppies, right? And I actually recently had someone comment on one of my shorts about, like, I don't really know how to put this, like, be careful because, opium and drug testing and all this stuff. And then went into this whole thing about, like, the EU and how it's processed and how I could be spreading misinformation. And I'm not. Like, I don't plant anything in my garden that I don't know what's it about. And this is one of them because I want poppy seeds for baking. And these are edible breadseed poppies specifically for baking. They're really, really beautiful. Like, they really do look like this. They're from Baker Creek. I know it's backwards, so I'm just reading it off to you. They have this... They say the seeds are a light blue color and a nutty flavor, and annual to easily self-sows. So I will be putting more in the garden, hopefully. You just kind of sprinkle them in, throw a little bit of dirt on top, and you're good to go. And I've seen other gardeners grow this kind as well as other kinds, and you just let them dry out, and you can shake them, and you can kind of like hear the seeds like a rattle. And they're perfectly safe. You don't need to do some weird processing or any of that weird crap because there are many different poppies and they all do different things, and you're not going to get high off of that at all, just so you know. Alright, next up we've got carrots. I think I have... Let me go through my stack here because I just kind of... Carrots, some root vegetables. Actually, you know what? Let's throw in... I'm messing my pile up here, so we're just going to go as is here. Carrots. I'm going to do a rainbow mix because I love the variety here. They taste really good. And believe it or not, carrots aren't naturally orange. That's something that happened over time through farming. But they're still good. And they're good for your eyeballs. These are Danver half longs. So they're not, your full carrot. They're your shorter carrot. Good for container growing. Though I did try to grow carrots in a grow bag and it just froze over the winter time, so I'm not going to do that. And then purple carrots, which are really good. I really love purple carrots. They're very tasty. And then I've got this Kyoto red carrot that it's a Japanese carrot, and let me read the back here. Silky red carrots have an exceptional texture and sweet flavor. Slender roots grow to 12 to 18 inches. Must be planted in late summer, fall, or winter, not for spring planting. So these do better in cooler and cold weather, while those other carrots not necessarily are great for like super hot weather. They'll still grow, like you water them and whatnot, they'll still grow. These are specifically for cooler weather, and I didn't get them last year. Like, they started to grow and then they stopped, so I don't know how they're gonna be, but they look really cool. Next up, we've got, let's see, I'm doing some root, starting off with the root vegetables. A lot of root vegetables, because they do much better in cool weather. Though this year I've had a lot of success with beets going into summertime, because here in Rhode Island we've actually had a very mild summer compared to the last few years. So I'm going to do another round of Jupiter beets, and I'm going to try growing rutabagas again. I did not succeed last year in growing these. I think I didn't water enough. And then I'm going to do another round of French breakfast radishes, which I really love. And I have a few variety of radishes. Like, I have one that's also red, specifically for really cold weather. Next up is red cabbage. Just your basic red cabbage. As many of you know who've been following me, I had the most perfect red cabbage that I was, I should have picked it when I was like, oh yeah, this I think is looking ready, because the woodchucks came in and ate it. And I was like, this was the most perfect thing I've ever grown. Ooh. And they ate it. And I was like, okay. I was so sad. I was so proud, Stinking woodchucks. But I feel bad for them because there's so much construction in my neighborhood, and I think it's pushing all of them towards my yard, because I do have a little bit of tiny woods around me, even though one of their burrows just got disturbed. And there's a little bit of woods across the street from me, which I don't know if they're going to build a house, but we're going to fight it, because the way our house is set up is our front door and everything is like right on the road. And we live on a dead-end street too. We're right on the road, and our yard goes this way and like in the back and, to the side of the house. And I cannot handle all the construction and like all the heavy equipment right outside my door. So if that happens, the only burrow that I have left is in my center garden. And two of them did get in the other day, which I didn't even think was possible. Anywho, legumes. Next up is legumes. I'm going to do another round of jade bush beans, because I would really, really like to have a decent stock of beans either in the freezer, or I might pressure can them now that we have a pressure canner. I'm so excited. And then these are Oregon sugar pod peas, which do really well in cool weather. Like, peas, there's so many variety of peas that you could grow all year round. And I was growing peas, and then the woodchucks came and ate them. So then I decided to do the pickling cucumbers and the cucumbers on that side, which they sort of ate. But it's whatever. All right, so now, last but not least, my stack of leafy greens, which I may not grow all of these. These are the ones that I would like to grow. We've got butter crunch lettuce. Look at that. Very curly and fluffy. We've got Bloomsdale long-standing spinach, which I made a video about spinach or short. I can't even remember. And I like this one better because the butterfly one just seems too leggy no matter which way I grow it. And I feel like I'm wasting my money with it. All right, what else we got here? Tennis ball lettuce. Your basic ball lettuce. I don't know. It's good though. Romaine lettuce. My husband's a big fan of that one. And arugula. Big favorite around here. We love arugula. My husband makes exceptional pizza, and I love doing a basic like pizza with the mozzarella because we shred it fresh. We don't buy pre-shredded. And then top it off with fresh arugula. We use it in salads. What else? I don't know. That's good. Now this one's really cool. This one is, you can see I got it for free because I order all the time from Baker Creek. And if you're lucky, they'll throw in a few, one or two like free seed packets. And I got this Landis winter lettuce, which is really, really good. Like, I think this is one of my favorites. Which I don't even know if I have any. And it started to go, oh, I barely have any seeds left. I'm going to have to order. Bug. I sort of got some last year, but surprisingly, in the springtime, they started to pop up. So I had some pop up this year instead of in the fall time or over the winter time. They just kind of, go away, stupid bug. They just kind of froze. And then they decided to grow in the springtime, which happened to a few things in the garden, which I was really surprised about. I was like, okay, I'm not going to complain. And then, of course, they bolted because of the weather. Dwarf Siberian kale. This is probably one of my favorite. I grew this in the greenhouse last year, and it did really well. Sometimes it got a little sad looking because of the weather. It's either too hot or too cold in my greenhouse. So this year we're going to really try and insulate. But you can grow this. This is really good for winter time. And let's see. Best grown in frosts of spring or fall. So this guy's pretty darn hardy. I have some other kale too, but I seem to be growing this one the most. And last but not least, broccoli rabe. Which is, it's called turnip tops or whatever. These seeds came from our family in Italy. These seeds have been lasting like forever. There's so many seeds in there. I don't know if you can see. And they're tiny. Like, there's just so many. I haven't grown these in the last few years. The last time I grew this was when I had the polytunnel, so that was like 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And those are so packed with vitamins and minerals. It's like, you know how they say kale's a superfood? No, the broccoli rabe is the ultimate super leafy green. It can be a little bitter, but if you cook it right, you can use it in stoups. You can saute it. I wouldn't eat it raw because it's gonna be really bitter. They say it's an acquired taste, and I'm kind of finicky about, like leafy greens, but this is actually really good. So I highly recommend this, and that's what I'm going to try and plant for the winter time. I'm probably going to do a lot of direct sowing. I don't think I'm going to do, there's going to be certain things like probably the cabbage that I'm going to start ahead of time. But for the most part, because a lot of it's root vegetables and stuff like that, I'm going to try and start in a raised bed, and then also in the greenhouse. Because what I'm going to do is, I have like a greenhouse topper. I'm going to put plastic on the bottom and put certain things in there, and then wrap it like cover it with the rest of the plastic, because I've been using that for the inside of the greenhouse. But we'll see how that goes. So now is the time to, like, I'm in zone 6B, and my last frost is probably gonna be, what's this person doing? Oh, towards the end of October. I hate when people drive down my road so slow. It's so sketchy. It's probably going to be the last week of October. So I'm going to have to make sure that whatever I have planted outside has covering. And I think I'm going to do a more accessible bed this year, just to make it easy for me. But if you, it depends on where you are, but I would start now, like your greens and your green beans and your peas and stuff like that, your root vegetables. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's about it. You know, you're pretty much done, you know, with like tomatoes and peppers, unless you have a really good greenhouse and you can start another round of peppers and prolong the season. Like, that's amazing, but not in my greenhouse. So anyways, we're gonna end this video because this is a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be, and you know, sometimes I ramble. But anyways, thank you for watching. That's just what I'm gonna grow this fall and winter. I would love to hear what you guys are gonna grow, if you grow all year round. So have a good day.